All right, so this is my second video. The first video I said that don't tell my wife I'm moving to Puerto Rico, which if you haven't seen that, you should definitely check it out because I think that was a nice little way to start this channel out. But anyway, listen, so you may know me from some of my other channels. I have the Old Fashioned Real Estate Show and the Last Life Ever Show, but this show is this channel is all about interviewing people who live in Puerto Rico and blogging or vlogging, I guess you will, my experience as I consider a move to Puerto Rico. And so today I'm going to update you on what progress I've made. So just 2 days ago, I made my first video. Today, I want to tell you that I have told my wife now. So now we're at the point where you no longer have to keep it secret from her. So if you guys know my wife, it's okay if you mention it to her that you've seen this channel. And anyway, so here's the thing. We haven't decided for sure yet. I would really like to move to Puerto Rico. My wife is leaning towards yes, but there's a lot of stuff to figure out. So if you're thinking about moving to Puerto Rico, you're going to want to follow along as we go through this experience and we learn the things that we need to learn. So like today, for example, I started researching, can I bring my dog to Puerto Rico? So I have 3 dogs. I have a Great Dane and 2 Chihuahuas. The Great Dane's super, super old. She may be the oldest Great Dane in the world. In fact, I'll tag an article, a video actually in the show notes where we were interviewed when she turned 13 years old. Great Danes live 8 to 10 years on average, so she's super old. We will not be taking her to Puerto Rico with us, just to be clear. I don't expect her to live more than a few more weeks or a month at the longest, and we will not be moving in the next month. It's quite a bit of stuff to do. I have a business here that I've got to consider, real estate investing business. Also, I've never lived outside of the United States before. Now, I realize that this is a U.S. territory and immigration issues are really easy. But just to cover that for people who don't know, because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, it's very easy to move to Puerto Rico. In fact, the way I understand it right now, and I'll update this if it's not true, you just move there. It's no different than if you buy a house in Georgia when you live in Tennessee, or in Michigan when you live in New York. You just drive over there and unpack. Same thing for Puerto Rico. You can just move to Puerto Rico. Once you get there, you can establish residency. There are some advantages to being a Puerto Rico resident, tax-wise. I've already had a preliminary conversation with a tax advisor, an attorney, a real estate person. So I am starting that process, and I'll go into more detail about that stuff as I learn more. But it's not the main reason I'm moving to Puerto Rico. I'm moving to Puerto Rico because I was there last weekend and it was awesome. And I just like, you know what? I need a change. Got stuff going on in my life that makes it possible for me to make this kind of move. And I've always wanted to live in the islands. I always wanted to live in the Caribbean. And this is kind of the best of both worlds. There's an island, it's in the Caribbean, but it's also got, American dollars and a significant proportion of English-speaking people. Now, I'm going to learn Spanish, and we're going to document that as well. If I'm going to live in a Spanish-speaking country, I would like to learn Spanish as well. So right now I speak un poquito español, which is to say not very much, and I'm pretty sure I probably got that wrong anyway. But other than like cerveza and gracias. That's about all I got for Spanish, and I'm sure my pronunciation is horrible. So if anyone has any thoughts about the best way to learn a language, I'd be happy to hear that. I'm really interested in learning more about that as well. So, but yeah, so if there's anybody that's following this channel that has insight on Puerto Rican neighborhoods, that's one of the things I'm going to have to think about. So when I think about establishing residency, right now it is March 28th of 2021. And if I want to establish residency this year, I have to spend 183 days in Puerto Rico for 2021. There are about 270 days left in the year, and I've already spent 3 days in Puerto Rico. So that would mean I need about 180 more days out of the next 270, 277, 278, something like that, left in the year. So basically, I have about 90 to 100 days left in the stateside if I want to have residency for this year. And I'm not sure I care about that. I'm going to have to figure that out as we sort of examine the options, the things that that are out there that are important. From a Puerto Rican perspective. But I do know this: it's 63 degrees today and cloudy. It was thunderstormy and rainy last night and cold. Where I'm from in Michigan, my friend Jason told me it snowed today. In Puerto Rico, it is almost certainly 83 degrees because it's almost always 83 degrees in Puerto Rico. It does get a little sticky in the summer from my recollection. I was there once in August. But you've got a constant ocean breeze, and you can always just go jump in the ocean if it gets too hot. So, all right, well, listen, I'm going to make this video relatively short. Later on, when I start interviewing people about the process of moving, when I do things like when I want to break down the step-by-steps for different things, then I will probably have slightly longer videos. But I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I thank you so much for your support. Please share this channel with others, and also like and subscribe. Thank you very much. So like and subscribe, and if you haven't checked out my first video, please do that as well. Have a great day.